Welcome to Math Minutes video number 3. We're going to be looking at which direction we'll move on a number line when we are adding and subtracting different combinations of numbers. You might want to mark on your notes adding a big plus and subtracting. So when you're looking through your notebook, you can find these notes a little easier with a symbol. We're going to take a look at which way we move on the number line when we're having a combination of adding positive numbers, subtracting negative numbers, and so forth. So take a look at this graph, this little chart we have here. If I have a number, doesn't matter if it's a positive number or a negative number, we're just looking at which way we move. If I have a number and I'm going to add a positive number to it, I'm going to move to the right on my number line. And we'll look at some examples. If I'm going to subtract a negative number, this is the weird part. I'm going to subtract a negative number. You might think, well, we're going to go left. But here's the first rule that you really need to remember. When you are subtracting a negative number, you are actually adding. And so we will move to the right on a number line. I know. It'll make sense with some practice. When we add a negative number, that is subtraction, and we will move to the left. If we are subtracting a positive number, we will also move to the left. Again, you're going to refer to this when you're doing your homework. It's going to be as simple as this. Let's take a look at some examples that we have here. I have a 4. I'm going to add a negative number. Well, let's refer which way. We're not going to answer these problems. We're not going to figure it out. Let's just decide, well, which direction am I going to move on the number line? Well, if I'm adding a negative, let's look at my chart. I'm adding a negative, so I'm going to move left. How about this one? I am subtracting a number. Well, this is interesting because on all of my chart up here, I've got 2 symbols. Well, when you're subtracting and a number isn't identified as either positive or negative, it's assumed that it's positive. So this is really like subtracting a positive number, which means we will move to the left. Here, I have a -6, but that's just my starting point. I'm still just minusing, so that direction is also left. Now this one here, I am subtracting a positive number. Oh my goodness, I have a whole lot of lefts here. I'm going to move left.
To the left, to the left.
Well, now, again, even though this is a negative number here, that doesn't have anything to do with the operation that I'm doing here. I'm simply adding a number. Well, again, I only have 1 symbol, but that means I'm adding a positive number, which means I'm going to move to the right. My number's going to get bigger. I'm moving to the right. My last one, 6 plus 7, again, adding a positive number, we're going to move to the right. So again, I'm going quickly. If you have questions on this, or you need to pause it and watch it again, please do that. Bring your completed notebooks to class, and I'll see you next class.